being, thank you. So I'll just hit the button.
Good morning, everyone. Hope everybody's well. Welcome to the Fire and Rescue Pension Scheme Board meeting. We'll, as we're all now live streamed, and as just been reiterated, just for the protocols, if we just keep our on mute unless we are on to speak, and either raise your hand, and we'll monitor the live stream just to ensure that we can bring everybody in if they've got any comments or questions or feedback at your appropriate time. Thank you. So we've got the apologies for absence being recorded through. Is there any other, Tom, that want to highlight?
Yeah, so we've got apologies received from Richard Wright and Helen Scargill.
Excellent, thank you for that. And welcome, Stuart. I hear you're representing through from West Yorkshire, yeah?
Thank you very much. Yes, I am. So I'm covering Helen's pieces today.
Wonderful, thank you. And well, welcome back. It's been a while since we've seen you.
It has. It has been a couple of years, thank you.
Okay, item 2, we'll just open up in regards to if there are any declarations of interest for any of the items that is on the agenda. I'll just pause for a second. Okay, no, thank you. In that case, we'll go through the previous minutes for accuracy, and we'll pick up the actions as we are going through the papers. So in regards to first page, items for accuracy, but we still had one outstanding action, which was West Yorkshire Pension Fund to clarify the costs associated with the judicial review. Bear in mind, I think the discussion that we had from the previous meeting, that I think there was some clarity required in specifically which judicial review this was relating to, but had that been picked up since the last meeting?
I haven't been provided an update, forgive me, so I can take that one back for a post-meeting update.
Yeah, thank you, Stuart. Appreciate that. And if you're able to, if you get the any feedback from that in between the board meetings, if you can send that through, and then we can just update that in between the meetings. Thank you.
Certainly.
Okay. On to the next page. Any items for accuracy? And then at the bottom that we have 3 actions, which was for Lincolnshire Fire and Rescue to add the West Yorkshire Pension Fund's fact cards to the intranet portal, and that's been completed, so we can have that one closed. Thank you. Second action was for the Fire and Rescue to incorporate the new LGA wording into the retirement letters concerning re-employment and abatement. Yep, excellent, Liz. So that's been completed as well. Thank you. And the third action on this section was for West Yorkshire Pension Fund to send a list of lost contacts to Fire and Rescue, and was to investigate and respond to West Yorkshire with any information about any change of address, etc. Thank you, Liz, and that's been supported through there. So all 3 actions can be closed and resolved. Thank you. Oh, sorry, one more. It's on the next page. And LFR was to communicate a reminder to staff that they should keep their home address and other details up to date. And that will be through our normal communications format, and that has been completed as well. So actions completed. Thank you. Next page is just for accuracy with an action that was a typo, however, on the forward plan, but that's been addressed. Yep. Thank you. We'll check when that's been addressed on the actual, when we get to that point, and that's on the forward plan, which comes up on the next few items, so we'll pick that up there. Going on to the next page is just for items for accuracy. And then the final page again just for accuracy. And then the final section from the minutes was the closed session, and the action was for the scheme manager to be informed of the board's decision in regards to the item we discussed, and that has been completed. So that action is closed as well. Thank you. Okay, so that's the minutes and actions reviewed and confirmed. If we can move on to item 4, which is about the performance data report from West Yorkshire Pensions Fund. And Stuart, I'm assuming you're taking on this one?
I am. Thank you very much, Chair.
Thank you.
Are we happy for me to share my screen for everybody?
Yep, that's fine. Thank you.
Fantastic. So I'll pick up initially with the key performance indicators and completed processes. I don't have presenter rights to share my screen, forgive me. I think it's because I'm a late replacement for someone.
Hi, Stuart, you should have presenter rights.
Fantastic. Wonderful, you know the right combination of buttons quicker than I do. Okay, so obviously we're going through the August report, which is the KPI period 1st to 31st of July 2023. Overall, it was a perfectly decent set of figures produced with 3 items just to stop off and discuss particularly. First one being deferred benefits set up on leaving. So the target for the KPI is 85%, and we completed 66.6%. This was because the intended retirement dates were more than 3 months away, so we had to prioritise upcoming work that was due at that point in time. The same can be said also for the deferred benefits set upon leaving, and also the pension estimates. So that we do prioritise pension estimates where somebody's retiring within 3 months, but where it's greater than that away, we do sometimes leave those so that it's a bit closer to the time. Just so that we prioritise the work that's upcoming. So that's the KPI performance. I'll just pause there if anybody has any questions.
I think just an observation, we are talking very low numbers of cases on both of those areas anyway, so I think we're recognising the position on that, so thanks for that.
No, and indeed on that topic of volumes, just on the chart there with the green bars, you can see we're tracking at a medium to low rate of processes right now, and that's fairly typical for this time of year, particularly on the back of where we are with some of the scheme changes going on. So just going on to work in progress, as usual, the biggest area of work outstanding is around that the early leaver work, or people who've left prior to entitlement to benefits. So that is an area of work where we do manage how we process that, because there's no immediate access to benefits and no immediate actions for the person to take. So that is an area where we usually see the highest volumes of outstanding work. Okay, so a little bit further down, just touching on, as I'm certainly used to, member web registrations. It is continuing to grow slowly and is fairly high now. We'll get a better impression across your active membership when I come on to ABS annual benefit statement production in a moment. But those numbers continue to rise over the course of the last year, adding about 125 people in the course of that period. Membership numbers, as you'd expect, remain relatively stable. Obviously, in terms of the active population, everybody is now in the 2015 scheme, so that's a fairly simple picture now. Unless there's a large recruitment exercise planned in the future, we would expect this to stay fairly stable for you as well. So that's performance and membership data. Are there any questions on that before I move on? Fabulous. Okay. Next part I will just pick up then is, as we're now past the 31st of August, we've just passed the statutory deadline for producing the annual benefit statements by the 31st of August. So I'll just share the data we have for that. It was also summarised in your recent admin report, so there shouldn't be anything new here for the board and the executive. So I'll just talk you through very briefly the spreadsheet production. So essentially, as at the 31st of March, we start with 517 members in scope for an annual benefit statement. They run through all of the various phases of checking to make sure the data we send is correct, and then we come out with a number that we've produced. So 100%, all 517 produced at that 31st of August period. In truth, the majority were produced some weeks and months before that, because it's a rolling process that moves through May, June, July and August. Just to put it into context around that online piece, you can see here how people have received their statements. So people who are registered to use My Pension, 261, received email notification that they could access their statement online through their My Pension account. 9 people received a printed copy because they've opted out of electronic communications. And then 27 people who've given us an email address but not yet registered for My Pension were given a slightly different email communication to say, you haven't registered, but you can go and access it here. Please do those 2 things. If you don't want to, you need to opt out so we can post it to you. And then the people who are not yet registered, 220, receive notification that they need to go and register to access that document.
Sorry, just coming in there. I just recognise that that's still a healthy, well, I'm going to say unhealthy amount of numbers that haven't registered yet, which clearly I think for everybody's benefit are useful to get that number reduced. Would it be any benefit if we, within FIRE, that we reiterate a communications link and the benefits and the details about the registration onto My Pensions?
Yeah, absolutely. That would be really helpful. Right now, the system is fairly stable and static, but there is some work in the background that we're doing to refine and improve that process as well. So that's due to land Q1 next year, sort of first 3 months of the year.
Yeah, thanks. So just to confirm that, we'll take that as an action, and also can I probably bill through the rep bodies route as well, if we can promote that through as well, so we just get as wider engagement in regards to that. That'd be great.
And there is on our side, there'll be an exercise that kicks off in the new year as well. So hopefully we can get those numbers a bit closer to 100.
Brilliant, thank you.
Moving on to communications update then. Most pressing and pertinent point then is the remedy warm-up letters. So you should have been notified via the LGA bulletins. There was draft text available for pensioner members, active members and latterly deferred members to have a look at what their it sets the scene for this 1st of October period when remedy is fully going live and we're starting to implement those regulations. You will have hopefully seen that WYPF took on the responsibility for sending these warm-up letters. It was framed by the LGA as an FRA responsibility, but we felt we were in the best place to do that to support our clients. So Lincolnshire falls within that body of people. The pensioner people, so that includes people who've retired on ill health, regular retirements, the full retirement suite of people who receive a pension, their warm-up letters went on Tuesday. The active members for your scheme, they will be being produced on Monday the 18th, so next Monday. And the deferred members, the letter that the LGA produced was a bit behind on that one, so they're going from the week commencing the 25th. So they will all be done prior to that 1st of October date. Just a small note of to be aware, we did communicate with FRAs to say we would do everything except the 1992 scheme ill health cohort. That remains the responsibility of the FRA because we don't know where they are within any review periods and that sort of thing. So as long as that's noted within the FRA as an action that is outstanding for them. Any questions?
Thank you for that, Stuart. And again, I suppose the 2 key pieces of information engagement that we just need to make sure that to measure people's expectations is My understanding is, though the legislation obviously come into force on the 1st of October, it's still an 18-month lead-in time. So I suppose it's just making sure that people, and these letters will be helpful for that, are the expectation is not everybody's going to get resolved come the 2nd of October, because there is that lead-in time. However, anybody that retiring after the 1st of October will be dealt with in line with remedy. That's the case, isn't it?
Well, I have a exciting, perhaps that's over egging the pudding. I have an update on there, so I'll come to that in just a moment if that's okay.
Yep, thank you.
Just on the main part of the communications update, just to say we're continuing to deliver pre-retirements and new joiner sessions where you do have recruitment exercises. And on the pre-retirement topic, hopefully the FRA has seen we're running 2 sessions specifically for all the FRAs of pre-retirement courses on the 30th of October and the 30th of November. So hopefully you've seen those. If you need details of those resharing, leave it with me as an action. I can do that after the meeting.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, thanks. We just confirm we have got that communicated through our internal comms channels. Thank you.
Fantastic, great to hear. Thank you. So the good news of the day, then, I think you will hopefully have seen the recent communication we put out regarding remedy, the remedial service statements or RSSs, and the GADS calculator for the processes involved in that. We pushed that out to our FRAs through our communications blog to say that because of the lack of an RSS from the LGA and the delays with GAD producing the calculator, that from the 1st of October we would only be in a position to pay legacy benefits. Not ideal in any stretch of the imagination, but I'm very pleased to announce that as of the 12th of September, that position has now materially changed for us. So there's been some work done with another administrator on the police pension scheme, looking at their RSS, their remedial statement. That has been produced outside of the LGA because it was felt that they needed something. And it has now been passed through to the fire team and the LGA for a sense check and been approved for use for the fire services. That should be available to us in the next week. And alongside that, as part of the same conversation, the LGA have fed back that indeed the GAD calculator will also be available from next week and has been internally signed off, just pending a few more checks and balances there. So this moves us into a very different position from the communication on the 4th of September. It's a dynamic, changing situation right now, but all being well, as we understand it right now, on the 1st of October, we will be in a position to provide that full suite of benefit calculations with an RSS. So that is fabulous news in terms of meeting our requirements and for the FRA's oversight of those requirements being met. It also makes it really important that we have all of the contributions data and membership data from FRAs. I understand from my colleagues that Lincolnshire is in a good place for that, but if there is any work outstanding, please make sure it's a priority piece of work. Just to manage, what does that look like on the 1st of October for us? We have 7 retirements across our full client base in that first week of October, and about 20 in the first month. So you can see why for us it's really essential that we did get to a position where we could produce those. It really certainly puts us in a good position. So I'll just pause there before I just talk about Matthews briefly. Are there any questions?
No, I'm not sure if there's any questions in the room, but I think just echo the point that that's a healthier position to be in, particularly in regards to being able to, the calculators and being able to, when we get to the position to share that. So so all clients have that clearer picture of it, which is good position. So thank you for the work that your team have done in regards to that.
Thank you. I'll feed that back. So just looking a bit of forward planning for us as well around the Matthews or second choice exercise, however you choose to phrase it. Done some internal scoping, and it looks like we could have potentially up to about 10,000 members in scope for that. So first off, is a bit of a thank you back to Lincolnshire FRA for completing our progress survey and letting us know how many members you think you had in scope. I think it was around the 600 to 800 mark from memory. We're continuing to prepare for it, and we've done quite a lot of internal developments to make sure that we can support this process as it works through. Obviously, a lot of work for the FRA as well to do internally around that communication piece as we start to try and find those people who may be in scope. That's all I had for those updates. Just one thing I wanted to mention as an aid memoir for everybody, and I'm sure you are aware, it's the annual Fire Pensions Conference next week down in London. So if you did intend to go, please make sure you book your place because it's happening, I think, Tuesday and Wednesday next week, 19th and 20th.
Thank you, Stuart. Thank you for the update. Really useful and comprehensive on the main points, as always. And I'll just last open up to online or in the room. Any questions for Stuart in regards to that? No, thank you for that.
Oh, I think a hand's just come up.
Yep. Hi, Councillor Corey.
Good morning. I just wanted to echo Mark's thanks to Stuart for your clear and concise explanation. It's greatly appreciated. Thank you.
Thank you very much. That's very kind.
Okay, thank you for that. In that case, we'll move on to item 5, which is a verbal update from Liz in regards to current issues, etc.
Thank you, Mark. So for IDRP cases, we've had none. Breaches, we've had none. And immediate detriment, so there's the two categories. There's the category 1, which is the retiring members. We've received a total of 12 requests to date, and 10 of these have elected legacy benefits. One case chose to remain on current benefits, and one case withdrawn. The other category is the category 2 cases. So these are members who have already retired. So we've had no new requests since the last meeting. And just in summary, we had 11 requests to date, and 10 of those had elected legacy scheme benefits, and then one member chose to remain on current benefits. We're not expecting to receive any more cases under the immediate detriment framework, as this was just really an interim measure that was available until the full regulations are implemented on the 1st of October. Thank you.
Thank you, Liz, for that update. Any questions for Liz in regards to the data update on cases? Okay, we'll just have that recorded as the current verbal update. Thank you. In that case, we'll move on to item 6, which is the Fire Pensions Board Plan that's in the pack, pages 31 to 40. If we pick up, first of all, on the forward plan spreadsheet, scroll down a few pages, we get to the items from 2111 onwards. So just for confirming on records, from April 23 was to ensure that we provided the year end to Home Office, and that's from LCC Finance. Alex, we're just confirming that that's been completed.
Yeah, as far as I know, Mark, yeah, that's been done. Yeah, that's fine.
Excellent, thank you. So we record that as closed on the forward plan. As we've had the update, the August 23 was for the annual benefit statements. We confirm that is now closed, and it is just worth minuting that it was recognised that many of the annual benefit statements did get sent out. to our staff significantly earlier than the deadline. So again, it's just a thanks to West Yorkshire Pension Fund and actually with Serco providing that information. So a good position for us to be in. So that can be greyed out and closed. And then the next item we've got November 23, which is for the annual scheme return to the pensions regulated by November 2023, which will obviously be prior to the next board meeting. So just confirm that we're in a good position for that to be signed off. Yep, excellent, thank you. Yep, thank you. And then if, I'm just referring back to probably an action that was put forward. It doesn't look like it has been updated. It is on 2115. The April 2022 needs to be updated to 2024. Tom, if I can leave that with you to update on that one for us. Thank you. Okay, so that's updated on the forward plan. Next item is in regards to the training records for board members. And there's been any other training events since the last board meeting that needed to be updated. I'll just pause in case anybody, if there has. Okay, so the training plan is as confirmed as it is. And then the final element is our risk register. That's been reviewed since the previous board meeting. At the moment, in regards to the residual risks left, we have not got any items of red risk, and I think that's been in recognition in regards to the partnership support that we've got between LFR, Serco and West Yorkshire Pension Fund that is putting us into that position. So first of all, I'll just open up unless there's any points that anybody wanted to raise that's either a new and emerging risk or if there's any of the residual risk items that feel need to be reviewed. I'll just pause at that point. Okay, in that case, we'll record the risk register as still an accurate reflection of the current risks in regards to the administration of their pension responsibilities. And that is the final item on item 6 in regards to the pensions board plan. So thank you for that. So we can move on to item 7, which is about the fire pension scheme bulletins, and it's just a summary of the recent bulletins and key areas that have come out. Liz, over to you. Thank you.
Thank you. So I did provide a full summary as part of the meeting pack, but I just want to highlight a few of those. So from the June bulletin, there was the data collection for the 2015 remedy. As Stuart mentioned as well, that information from Lincolnshire is being provided to West Yorkshire, and so this is being used to rebuild the final salary record for the remedy period. So it allows a choice of members to have either final salary benefits or reformed benefits at the date of leaving. And of course that links into the good news that Stuart provided earlier as well about the DSS. The July bulletin, the age discrimination remedy, and in relation to interest and tax, HMRC and HM Treasury have confirmed the position in relation to these, and I've itemised in the bullet points what that position is for each individual aspect. And then for the August bulletin, for the age discrimination remedy, I had on there about the warm-up letters, and Stuart's confirmed that, and when they're actually going to each of the different categories of members. And also I'd mentioned about the remedial service statements, and again Stuart has confirmed that. So thank you, Stuart. You made my update a lot quicker today. Thank you.
Thank you, Liz. Any questions for Liz in regards to the summary of the pension bulletins? Okay. In that case, well, I'll probably roll items 8 and items 9 in regards to the same, because depending on what the timing is of each of these group meetings. But Stuart, if there's anything from either the fire pensions officers groups or the scheme advisory board, again, forgive me, I'm not cited of when that. Sorry. Oh, okay. So Liz is kindly going to do 8 for us. So I'm going to hand over to Liz first. Thank you, Liz.
It's very brief though. It's just to say that the next meeting is held on the 4th of October. We did provide the highlights from the previous meeting on the 14th of June, so we'll provide a summary again from the 4th of October's meeting at the next pension board.
Excellent, Liz. Thank you for that. And Stuart, is there anything from the scheme advisory board?
Hi there. So the recent meetings are sort of running slightly out of step with this. So there was a meeting on the 8th of June, and I believe the next meeting is around about now that Helen will be attending. So there wasn't really anything material to feedback from there, because we have materially moved on primarily with Remedy from those SAB meetings that I've got information from.
That's fine, thank you. Yeah, recognise the syncing of the meetings is slightly out on that, but no, thank you for just giving us that update in regards to where we are with that. Okay, that's covered. Well, that's covered the main items on the agenda. It just gives an opportunity to open it up for any other business that anybody wanted to raise or questions in regards to this meeting. So I'll pause. Anybody online, if you can either raise your hand, or if there's anybody in the room, please, now's the time to come forward. Okay, no, thank you for that. Final business is just confirming the date of the next meeting. Tom, forgive me, I haven't got this to hand. Do we know when that's planned in for?
I believe that is the 23rd of November.
Okay, thanks for that, Tom. So just confirmation, next meeting, 23rd of November, obviously with papers being sent out prior to it for preparation. Okay, so on that note, thank you all for your attendance. Thank you, Stuart, for the updates from West Yorkshire, and thanks for everybody for their updates. I'll close the meeting now and look forward to seeing you at the next meeting. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.